She walked in, holding the gun in her hand, her cold eyes scanning every corner. Suddenly, he lunged at her, and immediately, a fierce battle broke out between the two. The film opens in Vietnam in 1991, during a torrential downpour. A figure in a black cloak approaches an apartment complex. It's Moody Dutton, the notorious international assassin. He enters silently, moving with an air of inevitability and death. He finds a lifeless body lying on the floor. Calmly, Moody steps inside, drawing his gun. As corpses lie scattered around, a clear sign of a gang execution. He quickly gathers the cash, but suddenly, a faint sound echoes from the closet behind him, causing him to freeze, his eyes narrowing toward the source of the noise. Moody approached, gun ready in hand. As he opened the closet, he was met with the frightened face of a young girl, her trembling hands holding a gun pointed at him. But her gun was broken. With a soft smile, Moody unloaded the gun and handed it back to her, trying to calm her down and encourage her to leave her hiding spot. After a moment of hesitation, the girl revealed her name was Anna before Moody led her to safety. 30 years later, a panicked gangster rushed into a hotel where Anton, the son of his boss, was believed to be staying. For hours, Anton didn't answer his phone, which made the man furious, especially since Anton's father was anxiously searching for his son. Unable to control his anger, he stormed into Anton's room, but instead of finding Anton, he was stunned to discover Anton's friend, Vali, lying in the bed. At that moment, the shocking truth was revealed. Anton had been kidnapped. The kidnappers quickly contacted Metan's father directly, making their demand $3 million in exchange for his son's freedom. With no other option, he agreed to the terms of the exchange. At the meeting point, a tense atmosphere hung in the air as the thugs appeared, guns ready in hand, waiting for the next move. When a blue truck rolled up to the location, the group of men immediately moved to check the truck's cargo. However, it was completely empty. Unhappy with this, they dragged the driver out. It was Anna, now grown up. They searched her carefully before escorting her back to the boss's villa. At the villa, Anna was shoved in front of Don Praa, the infamous crime lord. Without hesitation, Don threw a punch straight into her stomach, causing Anna to double over in pain. But instead of continuing the punishment, he coldly ordered, "Bring the cash." He coldly threatened her, saying that even if she brought the money, he and his men wouldn't let them go. They would hunt both her and her boss down, killing them without a second thought. However, Anna showed no fear. She looked him straight in the eye and calmly replied, "I'm not here for the money." Before he could react, Anna suddenly pulled out a concealed knife and stabbed Don Praa directly in the throat. In an instant, she took down both guards standing nearby, leaving behind a scene of unexpected chaos. Anna walked out calmly, leaving the money behind as a cryptic message. She strolled away from the building, but as the guards realized and began to chase her, one by one they fell, each struck by precise shots from an unseen sniper. Without delay, Anna jumped into the gangster's truck and quickly started it. In a nearby forest, Moody had skillfully gagged and tightly bound Anton, leaving him lying motionless in the desolate wilderness. After making sure everything was in order, he drove off with Anna, taking her away from the scene. On the way, Moody casually tossed his rifle into a lake, erasing all traces, before contacting his client to report that the mission was complete. He received the agreed payment. The next day, Anna returned to the bookstore she managed, a perfect facade to conceal her true identity, a professional assassin. After a busy day, she went home, relaxing in the peaceful atmosphere and preparing small pastries, ready to host a simple yet meaningful celebration for Moody's 70th birthday. Anna drove to his villa, where she met Moody's caretaker. Everything was prepared to surprise him, but Moody reacted unexpectedly them with his new drone. He yelled, declaring that he no longer wanted to celebrate his birthday. Calmly, Anna handed him a small pastry and gently told him to make a wish. Then, she gave him a flying Vitar, a special gift that once belonged to Albert King, someone he had once held dear. However, Moody couldn't hide the prolonged cough, clearly indicating his deteriorating health. However, Moody firmly refused all offers of help. He led Anna to his secret hideout, a space hidden beneath the floor of a shed. There he accessed his main computer, using a cleverly disguised USB drive that appeared as a pendant. After completing his task, Moody informed Anna that he had purchased the building where she managed the bookstore, and it now belonged to her. He then continued, asking Anna to track down an old associate of his, a man named Lucas Hayes, a crucial mission that he believed she would accomplish. Anna agreed and went to a dry cleaning shop owned by her friend Benny. This shop was actually a cover for his hacking activities. She asked Benny to help her track down Lucas Hayes, the man Moody had instructed her to find. The next day, at her bookstore, Anna welcomed a man who stopped by and seemed interested in the rare books. She showed him one, but immediately the man shifted focus, starting to ask about Anna instead of the books. He handed her a business card, on which was the name Michael Rembrandt. The next day, Anna met with Benny, who informed her that Lucas Hayes Hayes had last been seen as a child. Benny handed her a drive containing detailed information about Lucas. Anna immediately called Moody to provide the information, but when she stepped inside the house, a shocking sight hit her. The caretaker was dead. Anna drew her gun and began searching. She discovered the guitar she had bought for Moody was shattered, making her envision the fierce struggle that must have taken place. Continuing her search, she eventually found Moody's lifeless body in the bathtub, killed by a gunshot wound to the face. Anna sat silently, still in shock, her eyes landing on Moody's drone controller. When she powered it on, the drone flew close, carrying Moody's necklace USB drive. Determined not to let this go any further, Anna hurriedly called from the mansion, warning Benny to stay safe until she arrived. However, when she got to the dry cleaning shop, it was already too late. She stood frozen in front of Benny's charred body, burned inside the clothes steamer. With no time to waste, Anna returned to the bookstore to grab her supplies, but suddenly, a group of men appeared, firing high-powered rifles that tore through the store. Anna quickly dodged the barrage of bullets, hiding behind a table, preparing to face the lurking danger. The men only saw Anna's legs and assumed they had finished her off. However, one of them approached to check and was shot in the head. For the remaining man panicked, trying to escape in the truck, but Anna appeared right in front of him, swiftly putting an end to him. After completing the mission, Anna immediately left the scene, escaping before the police arrived. She drove to an internet cafe, where she could lay low and continue with her plans. The next morning, Anna spent time researching information on Lucas Hayes and was shocked to discover that Lucas's father, Edward, ran a company accused of selling chemical weapons. Edward had been assassinated in an attack. Continuing to examine Moody's drive, Anna realized a terrifying truth. Moody was the assassin who had killed Edward in Vietnam. Determined to uncover all the secrets, Anna immediately set off for Vietnam, where she would investigate further into Edward and his connection to Moody's death. Anna stopped at a small internet cafe in the rural countryside of Vietnam. While she was searching for information, a motorcycle gang roared down the nearby road. Suddenly, a rider in black sped past the gang at high speed, causing one of them to lose control and crash. Not backing down, the gang pursued the motorcycle and eventually discovered that the rider was none other than Anna. The leader of the gang, a young man named Billy, was surprised to recognize her. During their conversation, Anna mentioned her bicycle and referred to Joso Hall, who now ran the company once owned by Edward. Billy learned that Moody had died and began to suspect whether Joso was somehow connected to Anna. However, Anna reassured him that she only wanted to meet Joso to talk. Trusting her, Billy arranged for a gang member, who now worked as a security guard for Joso's company, to help her gain access to the meeting. Anna also gathered information that Joso always appeared with his own security team and had a particular fondness for cigars, a key detail she could use to approach him. She prepared a special gift, the cigars that Joso loved, carefully placing them in a luxurious box. That night, as Joso was moving with his security team, Billy Boy's group suddenly blocked the convoy and aimed their guns at everyone. In the midst of the chaos, Anna calmly stepped into Joso's car, looking directly at him and saying, "Getting to you was easier than I thought." In a cold tone, she demanded that Joso tell the whole truth about Edward's life while at the company. "If not," she said, "I'll be the last thing you see." Before leaving, Anna left her business card, a threatening reminder of her presence. Later, Joso called Anna, worried that she was tracking him. However, Anna reassured him that she only wanted to learn more about Lucas, Edward's son. Hearing this, Joso agreed to meet her at his office. With his lawyer present, Anna also confirmed that she was willing to meet both of them there. Upon arriving at Joso's building, Anna bypassed security and was escorted to the office, where Joso and lawyer Duke were waiting. Anna wasted no time and went straight to the point, demanding that Joso reveal information about Lucas, as 3 of her friends had lost their lives because of him. Both Joso and Duke showed signs of nervousness, but Joso tried to deflect Anna's questions. Suddenly, Duke pulled out a gun and shot Joso in the head, then took one of the cigars Anna had sent earlier and demanded to know everything about her. In a flash, Anna quickly scanned the room. She pulled out a small blade hidden inside the cigar and swiftly slashed his face. Seizing the moment of chaos, she escaped through the ventilation shafts. Several men rushed into the room, firing shots at the ceiling to intimidate her, but Anna nimbly avoided the gunfire. Quick thinking, she activated the sprinkler system, using the sound of water to conceal her movements. Without hesitation, she leapt from the ceiling, aiming her gun at Duke, forcing his men to lower their weapons and surrender. Seizing the opportunity, Anna swiftly fled, using a power cable to electrocute her pursuers, causing them to collapse. Despite this, many continued firing at her. Anna remained calm, skillfully taking down 2 attackers, then used the water hose to aid her escape, jumping down to the ground floor. As she ran outside, Anna was suddenly hit by a car and fell to the ground. Immediately, Duck and his men captured her. They began interrogating her, but Anna steadfastly refused to reveal anything. In response to her silence, Duck switched to torture, questioning her for hours before locking her in a secluded room. Despite being pushed to her limits, Anna did not give in. Finally, Duke brought in an expert who turned out to be Rembrandt. He brought her a bowl of bone broth, saying it would help reduce inflammation. Meanwhile, he gently revealed that he and Duke worked for a man, but he had no involvement in Moody's death. That was all Duke could do, offer to help Anna, but only if she agreed to assist him. He then approached Duke to convince him, but Duke reluctantly accepted Rembrandt's involvement. However, Duke had no choice, as he had killed Joso without the boss's permission. While Rembrandt left, Duke, unwilling to accept the situation, plotted to kill Anna. He intended to carry out the plan while Rembrandt was still around, believing that the boss would place all the blame on Rembrandt and expel him from the organization. He sent 3 of his henchmen to tie up Anna and stage her suicide by wrapping a cloth around her neck. However, when one of them carelessly approached too closely, Anna immediately took action. With agility, she freed herself and used a food tray to knock out the first 2 men. Without hesitation, she ruthlessly took down the last one. After escaping the room, Anna went into hiding. A while later, Rembrandt appeared to assess the situation and was amazed by her impressive skills. Rembrandt warned Duke that Anna would not give up and would target him. However, Duke only smiled coldly, saying that was exactly what he wanted. Meanwhile, Anna turned to Billy Boy. He advised her to escape and survive rather than continue down this dangerous path. But the hatred inside Anna ran too deep for her to abandon her desire for revenge. Childhood memories flooded her mind the day Moody had tried to help her escape the danger by getting her across the border. When a soldier refused to let her pass, Moody didn't hesitate to take down all the soldiers, just to keep her safe. Anna shed tears as she reminisced about the good things Moody had done for her. Moved by her resilience and determination, Billy decided to help. He took Anna by boat deep into the forests of Vietnam, where she was led to a Catholic hospital, the last place Lucas Hayes had been seen many years ago. Here, Anna disguised herself as a health ministry employee and asked the nuns for Edward's records. After obtaining the documents, she immediately contacted Billy, asking him to look up the file number. The results revealed a shocking truth. The records stated that Lucas Hayes had never left the hospital. Anna returned to the hospital and discovered that Lucas had been brought back under the name Christian. The nuns led her to a room where Lucas, now both deaf and blind, was being cared for. Soon after, Anna received a call from Rembrandt. He revealed that he knew she was at the Catholic hospital and wanted to meet with her. After some consideration, Anna decided to set a time and place. In the end, they met over dinner. Rembrandt tried to persuade Anna to give up her pursuit of his boss. Under the table, both of them silently aimed their guns at each other. However, in the midst of the standoff, they began to flirt with each other subtly. Despite this, Rembrandt did not forget to warn Anna that continuing down this path could cost her life. But Anna, determined to avenge Moody, remained steadfast in her goal and left. As Rembrandt stepped out of the restaurant, one of Duke's men called to report. Receiving permission from Duke, he began planning the assassination of Rembrandt. Duke called Rembrandt, informing him that he had identified Anna's hotel room. However, just as Rembrandt was listening, he was suddenly ambushed. 2 attackers charged in, forcing him to fight fiercely. As he took down both of them, a 3rd assailant appeared, shooting at him. Rembrandt quickly ran to find cover, but the pursuers didn't relent, continuing to chase him. Despite being cornered, Rembrandt's exceptional skills and resilience helped him defeat all the attackers, once again proving his formidable abilities. The guard outside saw Rembrandt walking, showing no signs of injury. He immediately hailed a taxi and drew his gun, determined to pursue him. However, Rembrandt tricked him, leading him to Duke's apartment. There, one of Duke's henchmen was ambushed by Anna, shot through the door. Anna didn't miss the opportunity. She attacked Duke, torturing him in a similar manner and finishing him off brutally. Rembrandt arrived at the apartment right after hearing gunshots, drew his weapon, and entered. He found Duke hanging from the rooftop, tied up with bedsheets. Rembrandt received a call from Anna, who informed him that she knew exactly who his boss was. She coldly told him that he would soon find out. Meanwhile, Rembrandt was shot and forced to flee. Anna entered, holding a pistol, and began searching for him. Rembrandt suddenly attacked her, and a fierce battle erupted between the two. However, Anna quickly shot him, then drew a knife, and continued the pursuit. Their fight lasted until Rembrandt suddenly used his strength to tear Anna's cheek. As Anna left the building, she was suddenly shot in the hip, causing her to stagger and wobble. The attacker approached her, but was abruptly killed by a man in a cloak. This man left Anna stunned. She realized something unexpected. It was Moody who had ambushed the attacker, and now he appeared to save her. He quickly bandaged her wound, his care decisive and swift. Moody explained that, on that day at his mansion, he had disguised himself as another man to deceive everyone about his death. Back in the present, both of them quickly realized that Rembrandt's boss was hosting an extravagant charity event at his mansion. Billy Bob, the companion, mentioned that they had figured out Anna's plan, were certain she would show up on the day of the event. A heavy security presence was deployed throughout the mansion grounds, with sniffer dogs, drones, and patrol boats on standby. The atmosphere in the ballroom became tense. Meanwhile, Rembrandt was on the dance floor, constantly observing, waiting for an opportunity to track Anna's every move. She had secretly infiltrated the complex, disguised as a waitress. When Rembrandt's boss appeared, he began delivering his speech with confident poise. Anna, in the shadows, prepared her gun and observed from a distance. As her gaze swept across the ballroom, she caught Rembrandt's eye. Rembrandt quickly realized her presence and rushed toward her, attempting to wrestle her down before she could fire, causing chaos to erupt in the room. The boss was hastily pulled from the dance hall and taken into a bunker, where he was locked inside. Meanwhile, Anna's old wound reopened, causing blood to start seeping out. Rembrandt followed the trail of her blood. In pain, Anna attacked him, but was ultimately shot in the shoulder as she tried to escape. Despite her injury, she continued to flee, but Rembrandt didn't give up, relentlessly hunting her down. Meanwhile, while the boss was crowding in the bunker, he was suddenly ambushed by Moody. It was revealed that he was Edward Hayes, the man who had hired Moody to kill him. However, in reality, he had faked his death to protect his son. Moody coldly told Edward that he was looking for Lucas, not for any other purpose, but to redeem himself after killing Edward. He pointed out that it was Edward himself who had led him to this end, and now all that was left was revenge and an inevitable downfall. Moody did not hide the truth, admitting that he was no better than Edward, despite having killed so many people. However, he had never pretended to be a good man. Then, Moody bluntly stated that both of them had to face the price of their sins, and he pulled a bomb from his pocket, intending to destroy both of them. Meanwhile, Rembrandt discovered that Anna was wounded, with blood oozing from her body. He raised his gun, aiming at her, but at that moment, Moody's bomb exploded, creating a violent blast that threw both of them away. The thick smoke provided Anna with the chance to escape. Anna finally escaped the pursuit and returned to her hometown. She sat silently, her heart filled with memories of that horrific night when a gang infiltrated her family's neighborhood. The thugs forced her to witness the brutal scene as they killed her parents right on the street, where she had grown up. After completing their evil act, they took Anna back to the gang's hideout. She saw one of the thugs assembling a gun, and then he left her alone, leaving her to face the pain and panic in silence. In a brief moment, Anna seized the opportunity to assemble the gun, determined to avenge her family. She coldly killed all those who had destroyed her life. Afterward, Anna tried to return to her apartment, but just as she neared, Rembrandt appeared. Both of them pointed their guns at each other without a word of warning. The gunfire echoed in the stillness, lasting several tense minutes. In the end, only Anna remained, leaving the building alone, with painful memories still haunting her mind.